With the tribes finally united, King Vayu stood atop the highest peak of the great canopy, watching the sunrise paint the world in gold. The construction of the monkey capital, Kishkinda, began with thousands of monkeys working in perfect harmony, weaving vines and carving stone. Vayu's closest advisor, an old silver-furred langor named Rishi, warned of a darkness stirring in the forbidden valleys to the north. A mysterious purple mist began to creep through the lower branches of the forest, wilting the flowers and silencing the birds. Vayu called a council of the 5 generals, each representing a different tribe, to prepare for an unknown threat. Among the generals was Crota, a massive gorilla-like ape who believed only strength and war could secure their future. As they debated, a scout crashed into the clearing, his fur scorched by black fire, whispering of an army of shadows. The shadows were not animals, but ancient spirits bound to suit of rusted iron, marching without a sound. Vayu realized the ancient seals of the underworld had cracked, and his kingdom was the first line of defense. To save his people, Vayu had to retrieve the Sun Core, a relic hidden within the Temple of the Eternal Flame. Crota challenged Vayu's leadership, claiming the king was too soft to lead them into a war against spirits. The duel was not of blades, but of spirit, as they leaped across the giant waterfalls of the Silver River. Vayu moved with the grace of the wind, proving that wisdom and agility surpassed brute force. Crota, humbled by the king's mercy, knelt and pledged his life to the defense of the realm. The army of Kishkinda moved to the border, a sea of fur and sharpened bamboo spears. The first clash happened at the Bridge of Sighs, where the Shadow Army met the Monkey Vanguard. Rishi used his staff to cast a barrier of light, holding back the purple corruption that threatened to engulf the forest. Vayu dived into the Temple of the Eternal Flame, the heat singeing his golden coat as he searched for the Sun Core. The Guardian of the Flame, a phoenix made of living embers, blocked his path to the relic. Vayu did not fight the phoenix. He offered it a seed from the World Tree as a gesture of life and renewal. Moved by his purity, the phoenix transformed into a small ember and settled into Vayu's palm, revealing the Sun Core. With the Sun Core in hand, Vayu felt the power of the stars coursing through his veins. Back at the front lines, the monkeys were being pushed back by the relentless tide of shadow. Suddenly, a beam of pure golden light pierced the clouds, striking the center of the battlefield. Vayu descended from the sky like a fallen star, his presence radiating a heat that turned shadows to ash. The Shadow General, a towering wraith in obsidian armor, stepped forward to challenge the king. The battle between light and dark shook the very foundations of the mountain. The monkeys found new courage, their weapons now glowing with the residual energy of the Sun Core. Crota led a flank attack, his strength amplified tenfold by the king's radiant aura. Vayu realized the Shadow General was powered by a dark crystal in its chest. He aimed his final strike there. With a thunderous explosion, the Shadow General shattered, and the army of spirits dissolved into harmless smoke. The purple mist receded, and the forest breathed once more, the flowers blooming instantly in the wake of the light. Kishkinda was safe, but the cost had been great. Many brave warriors had fallen to the shadows. Vayu placed the Sun Core at the center of the city, where it became a permanent sun that never set, protecting the kingdom. The 5 generals swore a new oath of blood and spirit to protect the throne and the people. A great feast was held, with fruits from every corner of the jungle brought to the palace of Kishkinda. Rishi, the old advisor, looked at Vayu and saw not just a king, but a legend that would be told for generations. But deep in the earth, the true master of the shadows watched through a crystal ball, his eyes narrowing in cold fury. Vayu knew that this was only the beginning of their journey to secure a lasting peace for all monkeykind. The kingdom had risen, and the golden age of the monkeys had finally dawned under the protection of the primal throne.